Hello, and welcome back to another video where I talk about everything I completed in the month. And this is my video for everything I completed in the month of February 2026. And let me tell you, it's nothing like January. I didn't complete that much in February 2026, and usually the excuse would be the Olympics because I am a avid watcher of the Olympics and I will watch anything in the Olympics. But for some reason, this year I barely watched the Olympics. I watched a lot of highlight stuff and I really don't know why. I don't know what I was watching instead because clearly I wasn't watching Asian dramas either because I didn't complete a lot of things. But I still completed some things. We were just all over the place and I didn't complete as much as I would have liked, but I'm honestly happier than what I was in February 2025 at this point, so I'll take it either way. This is everything that I completed in February 2026, from Asian dramas to movies to whatever, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts, my opinions, my mini reviews, and my final ratings on them. So if you are looking for something to watch, you can check this video out and see if you want to add anything to your plan to watch list. Now, I will say, I almost finished a fourth drama in February, and I was binging it for the last 2 weeks, but I have about 10 episodes to go, so I will finish that in March. That is maybe the reason why I did not complete as many dramas in February as I would like, because I'm normally not a binger. I kind of hop around. And this one, I was really locked in and trying to binge it and finish it by the end of February, which maybe caused me to watch it slower. It's a little slower watching, maybe, because I know some people can binge like 16 episodes in a sitting if they want to. I can't do that with the same show. I can watching different things, but not the same show. But anyway, we're going to talk about that drama in March when I actually finish it. The first thing that I completed in February is something that I brought over from 2025. It is the last J-drama that I didn't get a chance to finish in January, and that is Unnatural. I graded this a 10 out of 10. It was fantastic. If you don't know what Unnatural is, it is a Japanese drama from 2019 or so, 2020 maybe. It's about a group of people who work in this forensic lab who take on cases that the police are having a hard time solving, or cases that people ask them to take on. It's a private company taking on these cases. It stars Ishihara Satumi and Yuru Arata as the two main medical forensics doctors, and then various supporting cast as well. I've talked about this many times on my videos because it took me a couple months to finish it. As I said, I absolutely loved this Japanese drama. I rated it a 10 out of 10. I knew I was gonna like this J-drama because it is something I normally like and watch. It's a forensics crime J-drama. What's not to love, especially from me? I love the messaging because not only is it a crime J-drama, you also have forensic doctors dealing with grieving people, grieving families, grieving friends. Them themselves are grieving when it comes to the personal cases. So the messaging through grief and the whole messaging of forensic doctors are just as important as regular doctors. They just work in a different capacity and mean something different. I love that messaging, and that made it very thought-provoking and impactful when it came to these episodes. There was one character I disliked at the beginning of this J-drama, but by the end, I grew to like him and his character. And I also just adored all the other characters in this drama, so that was also a highlight of this Japanese drama. You do see some gruesome parts, but I wouldn't say it's the most gruesome medical drama I've ever seen. It could be worse, in my opinion. The cases, as I said, were very impactful and thought-provoking. There was enough differentiation between the cases that it wasn't boring. I love that the J-drama also explored found family in various ways. You had the people working at the forensics lab, you had the female lead's family and their sort of found family. You had the reporter office and their relationship. So found family in various ways, along with maybe some of the cases touching on found family as well. I adore the trope found family, so I will find found family in basically any drama that I can find and watch it if I hear that it has a good found family. I literally loved everything about it, even if it was a drama from 2019, and I really would love a second season. Will we ever get a second season? Who knows? If you have not seen Unnatural and you like crime Japanese dramas with a little more human aspect to it, I would highly recommend Unnatural. It's on Viki. That's where I watched it where I live. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Do yourself a favor and check this one out. Next thing I completed in February was a vertical Cdrama, which was like, I don't know, an hour and a half long that I watched for a podcast recording. That was Embrace Through the Moon. I did a podcast recording and review for this on my podcast, so you can go and check that out. Was it the best thing I ever watched in my life? No. Was it entertaining? Absolutely. I rated this a 7.5 out of 10. I love the couple that stars in this. They have starred in so many vertical Cdramas. It is crazy. I think they've starred in like 22, 25 vertical Cdramas. They're popular, and you can see why. Their chemistry is really good. I watched this on YouTube. The story, compared to some other vertical Cdramas I've seen, is actually pretty decent and pretty tame. There's nothing really that crazy happens in the plot versus one that you might watch where everybody's cheating and there's like this big drastic dramatic moment at the end where people get hurt and they almost die. It's not the case in this one. It's pretty tame. It was not as over top as I wanted it to be because I do watch vertical Cdramas to be crazy, and this, of course, as I said, was not as crazy. It doesn't mean it was bad. The drama was a little tropey, but hey, the vertical Cdramas are always tropey for the most part. Some threads in the plot were introduced, but then never wrapped up, never discussed again, so there was some inconsistencies when it came to the plot. I think one of the main reasons is because time affected it. It is only an hour and a half long, so there's only so much you can wrap up at the end of an hour and a half long drama itself. Male lead had some red flags, which they always tend to have in vertical Cdramas, but not as many as I thought there would be. So that's a good thing. It's a slower burn romance, but it's good. It's good. Their chemistry works well in this. I would watch this for the main couple. That's really why I watched it. That's really why you care about this story. I wish it was a little crazier, but it's not the worst thing I've ever watched in my life. If you want to hear a full review and discussion about this drama, you can go check out the review I have on my podcast. I rated this vertical Cdrama Embrace Through the Moon a 7.5 out of 10. Last but certainly not least, I watched an American movie in February. I watched The Thursday Murder Club. This is a movie on Netflix that stars Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, Celia Imrie. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. You would recognize a bunch of these actors and actresses, especially if you watched any type of British TV or American movies TV in the last 10 years. It is about a old folks home really in the middle of countryside England, and it's a bunch of retirees who spend their Thursdays looking at cold cases and trying to solve them. They end up coming across some actual cases they are solving, both old cases they're investigating and new ones that keep popping up. That's pretty much the plot. Fun fact about me, I grew up loving British crime dramas, so this just brings me back to what I loved before I got into Asian dramas, which I got into Asian dramas 20 years ago. I loved this movie. I love this movie so much. I watched this movie when I was back home at my parents' house. It was a lot of fun. I loved watching the ensemble, older actors, actresses running around solving this mystery or multiple mysteries for that matter. They had great chemistry together. The characters fit together. It was a lot of fun seeing people's expertise and what they did with that expertise from their career or their life experience, and how that was revealed. Helen Mirren was my favorite by far. She was a badass. Her character was so good in this movie. I don't want to give spoilers, but she was badass for sure. The mystery was interesting and unpredictable. It had a lot of layers that you kind of had to peel like an onion and sift through, and it was very satisfying. The ending was satisfying, the mystery was satisfying. It was a light mystery. It wasn't too violent or gory or anything like that. Think Miss Marple mystery, and that will give you an idea. I would love Netflix to do more of these movies. I hope that it had good enough ratings and good enough viewership to get more movies out of this, because it was a lot of fun, and it's like the cozy mystery movie that you want to watch in the fall and winter. That was the Thursday Murder Club. I rated it a 10 out of 10, and you can watch it on Netflix. And that is it. That is everything that I watched in February. I did not watch a lot in February. March will be drastically different for sure. I'm looking forward to what I complete in March, and I hope you guys are too. Thank you for watching another video on my channel. Thank you for keeping watching these videos, because you guys tend to like them a lot.